What's up, everybody? Today, July, July 17th. I took two trades today, one loss, one dub. Let's get into it. All right, I ended up making about like $3,300 across 5 Express accounts. I didn't take my trade on any evals today. My fucking trade sinker was getting. Oh my god, there's something wrong. My trade sinker just like was malfunctioning, or I was doing something wrong. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but it wasn't working. Um. Anyways, coming into market open, right? This candle is still fluctuating, right? However, what do we have? I noticed we had a 4 hour for value gap right here, and then we also inversed this bearish gap, right? Prior to market open. So with that being said, that's all I really look for on the 4 hour, and then on the 4 hour you can just mark out all-time highs, right? We had all-time highs right here. And that's all I was really looking for on the 4 hour, right? I was just seeing what price was doing versus 4 hour. We created a 4 hour right here. Remember, as market open, this candle did not come into it yet. So let's just show you guys what happens over here. Okay. So right before market open at 7 o'clock, we come down and tap into this 4 hour for value gap along with filling this unfilled hourly. From there, we've seen rejection out of it, right? This is all pre-market. I'm not trading this. However, I'm just like looking to see what the fuck price is doing. So we came down, filled this unfilled 4 hour and filled this unfilled hourly. All I'm really looking for on the hourly candle is seeing what price is doing, right? I'm not really looking for much else. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Okay, cool. As market open, as market open, price manipulated down, doing what? Coming down, sweeping out all these accumulations on lows, creating an SMT. So boom, along with the 4 hour inverse, the 4 hour fair value gap, the 1 hour fair value gap, now a SMT, and it looks like we're rejecting the SMT along with respecting this 15-minute fair value gap, right? So now we have a whole bunch of confluences in our favor to go long, right? No reason to be shorting in this market, right? Bullish until proven otherwise. So what do we get? We got that SMT. From here, what do we get now? Okay. So my original thought process was, after this candle closed right here, was for this next candle to come down, tap into this for value gap, and then maybe we can see like an inversion out of it right here to go long, target these highs, and then we also have like other 1 hour. Here, I'll show you other like resting liquidity over here. Out here, just mark it out. So that's what I wanted to see happen. But what did we end up getting? Well, not that, right? We end up essentially just consolidating right here. All right. 10 o'clock opens. We actually opened high. So when 10 o'clock opened, I wanted to see an open low, right? Open low into these fair value gaps, and then a close high. We ended up opening higher off rip. However, it didn't really affect us because what did price end up doing? Started consolidating, right? And then we got another AMD model. So we ended up consolidating on the 1 minute for a little bit, right? And then when we manipulated down, what did we manipulate into? We're in this premium 5 minute for value gap, right? But what else did we come into? Did we create a 15-minute? Boom. We created a 15-minute for value gap right here, along with looking into this other for value gap, and then finally coming down into this discounted for value gap, right? So now, on top of all of our high time frame confluences, we have a 15-minute fair value gap and a 5-minute discount that got tapped into. So now all I'm looking for, I didn't want to see price trade any lower than this. I wanted to see it maybe hit this discount and then reject it. If it went any lower than what it actually did, I would have been a little bit more skeptical of entering this trade. But now all I'm looking for coming out of this fair value gap is just an inversion. So when we hit this original or this middle 5-minute for value gap right here. Let me mark it in a different color so it's not confusing. Here, I'll mark it in blue just so you guys can see it. So when we hit this second for value gap, we actually had a 30-second inversion out of here, right? I don't think it'll let me show you because I don't have the 30-second chart on TradingView, but if you guys come over here, this is where I took my first trade, right? This was a 30-second for value gap. And we actually inverted it right here. So what did I do? I went ahead and I entered, put stops below this resting liquidity, and had my take profit to the accumulation zone highs we were just talking about, right? Well, what ended up happening, we got stopped out fucking literally immediately. I don't even think we were in the trade for 10 seconds. We literally got stopped out immediately. So from there, I'm like, okay, maybe we just wanted to either resweep these lows that we created or tap into the discount. Well, what did we end up getting? We ended up getting a discount tap. And then what did I enter off of, chat? Was there a 3-minute? Nope, there was no 4-minute. Was there a 3-minute? Nope, no 3-minute. No 2-minute right here either. Was there a 1-minute? No, no 1-minute. So what did I enter off again? I entered off a, here, let me get rid of this first trade. I entered off of a 30-second, which was right here, right? The highest time frame inversion coming out of the fair value gap. There wasn't a 1-minute, there wasn't a 2-minute, there wasn't a 3-minute, 4-minute, or 5-minute, right? But there was a 30-second, entered directly off the candle closure of the 30-second, stops beneath this liquidity because I just didn't like having that big of a stop loss, right? So I kind of had a tighter stop on this trade just because I lost the first one. 15.75 point stop loss, and my take profit was 36.25 points, right? So entered off that version, hardly any drawdown. My break even point was this 2-minute unfilled gap right here. Now, the RR on this break even was pretty dog shit. However, I lost my first trade, so as soon as price hit that price point, I really didn't want to essentially like risk losing more on the day, I guess you can say. It's not the best psychology, but typically you try to aim for like a 1-to-1 break even, or if your trade is only a 1-to-1, you don't really have a break even, right? However, in this scenario, my mental was kind of fucked up from losing the first trade. However, I was still confident in the draw, so as soon as price hit this general area, move stops to break even. Well, it didn't really matter. Why? Because price ended up running. That's what this box is. What did price end up do? Price ended up running straight to our take profit up here. Now, I went in for 2 minis on this trade. I went in for 2 minis on the first one as well. The first one was a 385 trade. This one was a 222. I was going to leave one runner to all-time highs, but I learned from the other day what happened on, what did it say, Thursday? I think it was Tuesday. I was up about $900, and I was leaving a runner, and I could have just took the money, right? Could have just took all of it, been up like $900 on the day. Well, I was leaving runners, and my stops were, I had trailing stops, but they weren't really trailing that much, right? They were just stops in profit to leave runners to etc., like all the buy side to the top. And well, what ended up happening, price ended up reversing and stopped me out in profit, and I only ended up making like $300 on the day instead of $900. So I learned from my mistakes. Don't be fucking greedy, especially in these markets. Just take what price can give you. So I was gonna leave a runner to all-time highs, which was, oh, and I was also gonna leave a runner right here to this resting liquidity on the 1 hour. However, I didn't feel like sitting in the trade, and I already won. I was up about $3,000 on the day across all accounts. But as you can see, price ended up running to all-time highs, creating new all-time highs, and that was it. Yeah, so that was the trade idea for today, right? Came down, manipulated lower at market open, creating an SMT, right? Then what do we get? We got a rejection. We got a 15-minute inversion. We got a 15-minute tap along with a 5-minute discount tap. And then out of the discount, we got a 30-second inversion to the upside, targeting these accumulations on highs. Or if you guys were really ballsy and have balls of steel, you guys could have held it to all-time highs, right? So that being said, that'll be it. The new beginner's blueprint just dropped. It is 12:04. They drop at 12 o'clock every Monday through Saturday. And with that being said, guys, go check that out. Discord link in the bio. It's free Discord. I'm gonna start live trading on Monday, so that'll be cool. You guys can actually see my thought process live during that. All right. So with that being said, that'll be all for today, and I will catch y'all boys tomorrow. Full Port Friday.